What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what just came out associated to NIO, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 6.7%. Absolutely kick-ass way to start off the week. 409 the low, 439 the high. So you're seeing a lot of good momentum, not just with NIO, but other Chinese EVs as well. So Li is up 3.5%, give or take, and XPeng is up roughly 1%. A lot of that is to do with this right here. So on Saturday evening, industrial profits came in at 0.8, forecast of 0.1. So shows that the economy, Chinese economy, is still making a lot of money, more than what was previously thought. And another big data point that will reconfirm that and China's continued expansion is Tuesday's manufacturing. So that's going to come out Tuesday evening. So that could give another additional boost higher to Chinese stocks and obviously NIO and so forth. So let me know your thoughts on that. But again, this is exactly what I kind of brought up in my video on Saturday, what would essentially happen. But there is one thing that did come out specific to NIO that's giving it an additional boost higher, and that was this right here. So Citi just gave NIO a new rating and also a 30-day positive catalyst. So potentially, because of them, a lot of their cost-cutting measures that they've been doing and reduction in R&D, they do feel that NIO is a pretty good buy right now. And so not only did they give that 30-day catalyst watch, but they did give a new rating, like I said, a $8.10 price target, by Citi Jeff, who has a 36% success rating. So all in all, pretty good stuff. Again, nice way to start off the week. So I think analysts are starting to finally warm up to NIO. Again, analyst doesn't have that good of a success rating, an average return of negative 10%, but still, I think as a consensus, $4.86 based on all the last ratings over the last 3 months, and that does represent a 12.63% upside. So despite a lot of the geopolitical issues and just Wall Street generally hating NIO, analysts still do see it kind of as a pretty good deal. So I think this rating is giving it a nice additional kind of boost higher above key levels. So I'll go over that in a second. But going over shorts. So shorts are really saying, F you, I don't believe this. They're trying to suppress it. So they are increasing 1.41 million shares. 13.22% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 210.21 million shares. So I did bring up recently in my video over the weekend on how shorts have really returned a significant amount, meaning that they do feel that there is a lot of upside with NIO, and you can kind of see just based on this chart to the extent that they have been returning. So roughly at its recent peak in April, short interest was 15.08, and now it is at 13.13. So they have returned a lot. Despite today, though, I think they're just trying to suppress it below key kind of moving averages and so forth. So I'll go over that, like I said, in a second. But looking at the options, 1.39 million in calls, 276,000 in puts, 68% of all the options being done so far today are bullish in nature. And ultimately, based on a lot of the bullish options, you see a consensus for it to be above 450. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 4. So key pivot as of right now. And then aside from that, these are all the transactions that are occurring so far on the dark pool. And for those of you that kind of watch my videos going over NIO and whatever else, you know that this, especially in the first 30 minutes, is a lot of transactions. So it's getting big money's attention. So that's always a positive thing. Right now, though, with it at 433, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. 429 is going to be that next strong support and a key pivot for NIO. Aside from that, 502 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. And aside from the recent rating, it is just NIO's technicals. That's one of the biggest kind of factors for it. So as of right now, it is above that 50-day moving average, and that's sitting at $4.19. Another element to kind of watch for. If NIO does close above that point for 2 consecutive trading days, that does signal a very nice push higher, and on average does yield roughly around 30-40%. And that is exactly why shorts are increasing today, to really avoid it closing above that 50-day moving average and having a technical Breakout. Another key and element to watch for is $4.30. So that is that 100-day moving average. And then aside from that, 461 is going to be that 200-day moving average. And assuming it does close above that 50, it is fair to assume that that 200 will be hit within probably a day or two of that happening. So yeah, big things are happening for NIO. It's good to see analysts finally warming up to NIO, and hopefully more do come down the pipeline and appreciate exactly what NIO has been doing over the last little bit, because they do, Citi did state that they feel that it's going to really have a ramp up in actual deliveries. So clearly people have been kind of noticing, based on the weekly registration numbers, that NIO is improving. Envo still lagging, but at the end of the day still improving, I guess week over week for the most part. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on NIO. Are you buying the dip, or did you buy the dip? Have you been selling? What's your general thoughts on all of that? And for those of you that have been doing options, what have you been playing? Because I know a lot of individuals love to do covered calls, but in cases of stocks that are really kind of on the verge of breaking out, you really want to be cautious with covered calls unless you feel that the stock is going to be stagnant, if not pull back. So just be kind of do your own due diligence. Obviously don't listen to me, do whatever floats your boat in life. But let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto. A lot of big NIO fans in there as well. So go over there, talk shop, do whatever you need. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.